One of the most important functions of training administration is to help the trainers with a collection of feedback from the learners, which can be done in monitoring or can be done in evaluation. By the same token, it's very important as learners complete their work that they be evaluated. And so the question really comes up when we speak of monitoring and evaluation of training: who evaluates who? And this is to say that it's a two-way street. The trainers need to be evaluated, and the participants need to be able to give a regular feedback in terms of monitoring to the processes that they're part of. By the same token, it wouldn't be training if the learners weren't being monitored and weren't being evaluated and perhaps even tested at the same time to see if there is a good transfer of know-how from the trainers to the trainees. So if we look at monitoring in general, we realize that that's more of an ongoing process. In a seminar, for example, you may set up a flip chart and put three faces there: one with a smile, one that's ambiguous, and one with a frown. And ask people as they leave at the end of the day just to put a tick beside the one that expresses the way they feel about the training that went on that day. Now that's a very simple way of capturing, on a monitoring basis, on an ongoing day-by-day basis, how people feel it's going. On the other hand, if one wants to get more detailed, it's possible to arrange that each morning in a seminar, for example, that some of the participants, and perhaps on a rotating basis, that they can give a review of the previous day, critiquing and praising and commenting on what's going on. This opens the doors for dialogue in terms of the process of the training, not just the content that's going on. And it means that if people feel that it's going too slowly, or they may feel that it's too top-down and there's not enough opportunity for them as participants to be involved and so forth. It's a number of things can come out, but it's very important to monitor what we're doing. Now this is different from evaluation. Evaluation would normally happen at the end of a period of training. Not only in a seminar, but perhaps if you've been part of a mentoring process, or perhaps the end of a period of coaching with someone who's essentially apprenticing and learning, then there needs to be a time when one can sit down, perhaps with a checklist, and tick off, have we done this, have we done this, and to really see, you know, how did this one go, how did that one go. Sometimes there's a combination of monitoring and evaluation, because sometimes you get a seminar, for example, with 6 or 8 modules over a period of time, but an evaluation is done at the end of the module, not at the end of the whole period, but that each module be evaluated. Now, it's important to note that an assessment has to take place, and in South Africa, for example, one has to be an accredited assessor to be able to take the portfolio of evidence that each participant, each learner has created over a period of a learning process, and review it and assess whether that person has reached a level of competency that entitles them to the certificate or the diploma that may be in question. And so one has to take not only the questions of monitoring and of process, but one has to take the transmission of the content and the fact that the participants themselves also need to be looked at one by one, and their portfolio of evidence has to be generated over a period. And so when in general we look at monitoring and evaluation, we have to understand the difference between those two words. One is more ongoing, more formative in terms of what's happening in the process. The other is more summative. It's more a wrapping up of what's been going on. But at the same time, it's not only learners who are looking at trainers, but it's trainers who are looking at learners.